Hey everybody, and welcome to this week's episode of Baseless Speculation, where pop culture is the research so you don't have to. I'm Joel.
I'm Jackson.
And I'm Joel.
Now boys, what do we think is going to happen in Spider-Man Brand New Day?
Brother. Spider-Man 4. They've done it. The first time ever.
That's true. That is huge. They cannot ever crack the fourth Spider-Man, but
Sometimes
they freaking managed to do it.
Sometimes they can't even get to 3.
That does happen. That does happen.
They
Now,
try so
They
hard.
desperately want to get, I mean, 3, honestly, 3 you should be happy with.
Yeah.
If we never saw Spider-Man again in the MCU, that's okay, because they did 3.
Yeah.
Well done.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, good job.
That's all you ever need.
You clap fucked up. Oh, no, that seemed more normal, but
What was I doing before?
I think it's because when you clap.
Is it because, I'll tell you what's weird about it, one hand stays still.
No, that's normal.
This is probably very good for
audio. Yeah.
listeners.
No, this is actually a plug for our YouTube channel.
Yeah, exactly. If you want
Search
to hear,
for baseless speculation, or more confusingly, plumbing the Death Star on
Yeah.
YouTube.
to watch me clap,
Yeah.
or you can just listen to the audio and imagine I'm slamming cheeks every time I do this.
Jackson, that's highly inappropriate.
Yeah.
I don't know. It looks.
What's wrong with it?
I don't know.
Do you want me to do it again?
No, but like, I'm right?
I wasn't looking.
What do you think about this?
It's fine, dude.
I think it's weird because I'm slapping this hand.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
that's clapping. That's normal.
No, see?
When you
Both
move-
time his
no.
hands move.
Moving both is fucked.
What?
That's, I think, what you were doing wrong the first time. I think
I'm trying to do it silently, but I guess
This
you know,
is crazy.
I have more respect for our
Not me. This makes me feel like a seal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the first
Well, that
time I
does
watched.
make me feel like more of a seal. Yeah.
Yeah.
You clap.
I've booming claps, so I'm intentionally silent.
I'll do it little. What's weird about this?
I don't know. Now it just sounds like jacking off. Anyway,
Whatever.
who cares? You know what? I take it all back.
Okay.
Brand
So-
New Day, Spider-Man. He's
Now,
everyone,
what's interesting
who'd be
about
him? Yes.
Huh?
What?
What's interesting about the Spider-Man movie? Okay.
What the fuck was that?
Yeah, everyone forget it.
Spider-Man. Who? What? Huh?
I didn't hear what David said,
Yeah.
and I thought he had some extra. I was about to launch into some background
Yeah, I
about
figured.
this
So
movie.
I apologize.
And
I
then
was
I
doing
thought
a
David,
joke.
I was like, oh, I've
No!
spoken over the top of him,
Yeah.
but I didn't know what he said, and I said, huh?
People at home are like, wow, another Red Hot episode. I was
coming
deafened
out
by.
the gate strong.
First, they were clapping directly into my ears and describing something I can't see. Now they're not listening to each other and confused.
Yes, dude. You think this is, you're like, wow, this episode, but then you're like, actually, this is every episode of anything they ever do.
Yeah.
Not listening to each other and confused, that is our career.
What did you say?
What? I didn't hear what you said, but you're wrong
Sorry,
and an idiot.
I will die on this hill.
Yeah. I was
So fuck you.
I've
Yeah.
dug my heels in, but I don't know what we're talking about. Okay. So at the end of Spider-Man, No Way Home,
Yep.
Peter Parker makes a wish.
Yep.
Awesome.
A wish
plot
that
device.
famously made me angry.
Of course.
And then Joel Zammett said, "No, you're an idiot." And then
Yeah.
they released the extended cut, which confirmed that what I said was true, and that they just
I
it made
don't-
no sense
What? Remind me.
because
We weren't paying attention. We dug our heels in.
Yeah. Before I get angry and say you're an idiot, remind me.
because I think originally I was like, this doesn't really make sense that they've removed Peter Parker but
Yeah.
kept Spider-Man, and Sam was like, no, like it
I
just
think I
like
was with Zamet too. I think
no, like no, it just means that like he never existed.
nobody remembers
Yeah, it
that
was-
Spider-Man is Peter Parker.
But then in the end credits of the extended version of the film, there's a photo montage where Peter Parker did go to school still. It's just that everyone forgets him because he's like face
Yeah.
is obscured and
Everyone
stuff
just
in
forgets
photos.
that Peter Parker exists.
Yeah.
Which is what we were saying.
that's
It's like it's fine.
that's okay.
Yeah.
What's wrong with that?
No,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
but the events that he did anyway, it doesn't matter.
I know what you mean. It's weird because it means he physically
He was there.
He was, but I guess people look at those photos and they don't think about.
Yeah.
Like he would have a record that he went to this school and all that kind of stuff. So if he probably needs like any sort of transcript to go to, you say, college or whatever, it's like, oh, Peter Parker got these grades.
Yeah.
Oh, do you remember him?
Not really. Yeah.
Was he a good student? I guess.
What are Ned and MJ gonna think of when they're in the grandma's house and the 3 Spider-Men were there?
Well, Ned's probably going to be like, it's because I'm doing wizard shit. So that was probably because of that reason.
Yeah, I'm probably a wizard, I guess.
Yeah, I guess Ned would remember he's a wizard.
Yeah,
MJ would remember that
it's just
Ned's
like
a wizard. And
my
I
friends-
remember Ned's a wizard.
Yeah.
I think about
My
it every
friend Spider-Man
day.
showed me that I'm probably going to be a wizard one day because I'm good friends with Spider-Man.
Yeah. But
then
Do you remember Peter Parker? Don't know.
Who's that? Yeah.
How'd you meet Spider-Man?
Plus, like, it's magic. So if someone goes, "Why are we there?" He's like, "Huh? Oh, I have to leave." You know?
That's true. I guess it is magic. It doesn't need to make sense.
Yeah.
Magic
Like-
isn't real.
Yeah.
You know, how
that's
are you
true.
friends with Spider-Man?
Yeah.
You're like, I think
don't
we just
know.
bumped in. I think we just, I don't know.
Came
We
to
just
a
always
house
know
party
each other.
Or
once.
that you don't ever ask that question because that's how the magic works. You go, huh? Oh, never mind. I don't know what I was gonna say.
Sorry, I need to take
I'm really
a hungry.
Actually.
Yeah, I got to take a big shit.
Anytime anybody questions it, they're like, "Oh, I gotta go take a big shit." So at the end, he makes this wish, and the wish is, "I don't want anybody to remember Peter Parker because having these connections to people, the people die.
Aunt May died.
Aunt May got killed by the Green Goblin.
a pumpkin bomb.
So he's like, I got to start fresh."
yes.
And that is presumably what Brand New Day is going to be about. It's going to be about this Spider-Man with that baggage. The other thing we know is that John Barenthal's The Punisher is going to be in this movie.
And Zendaya and Jacob Batalon, I think that's his name.
Cool last name.
Ned and MJ are both confirmed for this film.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. I hope a lot of their like screen time is just
Yeah. Huh?
I hope that the wish gets
like immediately
removed in the
Yeah.
first 20 minutes.
When Doctor Strange goes in a hole with Clee, the wish stopped happening.
Yeah, or it might just be one of those things.
It's
where,
not even addressed. It's happened off screen.
Oh yeah. Or it might just be like off screen. He's got a little MacGuffin. He's got a little thing. He goes near MJ and Ned and presses it, and they're like, "Oh, we remember you now." And that's it.
Do you think? I think they could do something where MJ keeps seeing Spider-Man and being like, I don't know why, but
We're
for some
connected.
reason I
There's
feel a
something
connection
about
to this guy, and then Peter Parker's being like,
Or is it going to be something real, like, on the nose, where eventually, like, whatever happens, blah, 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 maybe they try and do that upside down kiss again, and then she's like, I remember kissing made me forget the wish.
yeah, I reckon.
That's magic.
That's magic,
the
dude.
magic of kissing.
It's so funny. Like, don't include a wish. And wishes are lame, dude. Wishes are cringe as fuck. Don't include a wish in your superhero movie.
Yeah.
Because a wish is also, it's without rules. It's nothing. It's meaningless.
Like, the moment you got magic, you're like, all right, I got to, okay, I'm swallowing some bullshit right here. I got magic. And magic, what does magic do? Okay, you're limiting it to, like, just portals and shit. You can fly, whatever, okay.
Okay, great.
Are you introducing
I
some
can
other
buy
stuff?
that. That's fine.
Whatever, magic, sure, you okay, cool. Got a sling ring, great. Wishes.
Don't make a wish, dude. Don't make a goddamn wish. It's lame.
Also, what was and this is a bad start.
Yeah.
Because this is going to prove that I do not remember the movie.
Yeah.
Why did he wish to be forgotten?
Which time?
Yeah.
The first time or the second time?
First time because
Mysterio
he killed
was like, he killed Mysterio.
And everybody is like, we got to kill this little boy.
And then he's like, Spider-Man killed Mysterio, and then Mysterio is like, if you see this, I got killed by a Spider-Man, and Spider-Man is this boy. Fuck this boy.
Why does this coffee taste like this?
I don't know.
Did you make it?
Yeah.
There's your answer.
It's got like a...
Soapy?
I should put some Coke in it. That'll sort me out.
Is it soapy?
Um,
Did you not clean out the thing properly?
Is that from today, or is that a leftover coffee from last week?
It's from today.
Okay.
Because it was too hot this morning, so I put it here so it would be cool for when we recorded.
But you've drank so much of it.
Yeah. Well,
In 4 hours,
I
dude.
took some periodic sips.
I think I know why it's not great, dude.
It's like more than because I can see the ring of where it was when you poured it.
Yeah.
And I can't see the
I've
coffee.
been coming in while we've been
been
sorting out
4
the office.
Yeah, but were the other sips bad?
Yeah. I just forgot.
Okay.
Wish magic. I want to forget that this coffee sucks.
I wish that Jackson only ever had bad coffees.
Oh, that's all right.
Dogs.
So
that was the initial wish, and then that goes real wrong because he keeps interrupting Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
And then at the end, the second time,
Is it
because of all the folks coming in, doesn't it? It's like the easiest way. Yeah, that's right. Because all these other people, we know who Peter Parker is,
right.
and Spider-Man, and if everyone knows that, or if everyone doesn't know that,
because it was the reason they came is it was like it's drawing people from other universes that knew you. So if no one knows
and
you,
then there was like a look up into the sky, and there were like
more guys coming.
That may or may not be coming in. So I was like, as a great sacrifice, I got the out the box thinking is if everyone forget that Peter Parker Spider-Man, then this doesn't fuck the rift or whatever.
It'll
between,
fix the rift in reality.
It's
very funny. Like it's such a MCU thing to take. Like if this is the case, if he did it to stop the rift in reality, that it's not like he made this wish because it was like a personal choice. Like he was like, I'm hurting people by, by people knowing who I am. It puts them in danger. It was just like the only way to save the world, the cosmic tear, is if people forget who I am. And this is just an unfortunate consequence of it.
Yeah. Okay, so
it'd be really cool if they had done something like interesting with everyone knowing who Peter Parker was, but like they just didn't.
No.
Okay, so they cure all the villains.
Yeah,
dude.
An awesome scene, dude. Remember that scene where he goes, "They just need science medicine."
Yeah,
they just need love.
No one's tried that before.
No one's tried the power of magic.
Like, fucking not even considering that the Green Goblin has some kind of insane
goblin madness,
hereditary goblin madness.
Yeah.
You
But
know?
they give him medicine, so it's fine.
He's fixed.
Okay, so
because like we're fixing everyone, and everything is gonna go pretty sick, right?
Yeah.
And like at this moment in time, we've figured it out, but then it's like the goblin madness is kicking in.
Well, it's
time to be a goblin.
It's so stupid because like Electro in Amazing Spider-Man 2, the greatest movie ever made,
Of course.
obviously. It's not a problem he has, superpowers because he fell into a vat of electric eels.
yeah, he got bitten by eels.
He got bitten by eels that made him an electric man.
Yeah.
That's not the issue.
No.
The issue is that he's got like a massive chip on his shoulder.
He's a big loser, and Spider-Man forgot his
sort
birthday.
of mentally unwell or whatever. Like just fixing, you've turned him from an electric sad person into just you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He wasn't a villain because he was electric. Like well maybe he was, but Green Goblin wasn't.
Well, no, because I think in your favorite movie, there's a part cut.
Yeah.
That doesn't means the movie. Like, I mean, I know you love that one scene, and I know the internet's people have come back to the Amazing Spider-Man movies.
Looks good. It does. The way Spider-Man whips around the city looks sick. That was a real Kramer move. Whips around the city. No, it looks good. Comparatively, compared to some of the other Spider-Mans, before and after, I'd say it's the best looking thwipping.
Okay.
Tell me I'm wrong.
No, I think it's the same as the goddamn prequel revisionism.
like everyone
People
is
grew
just
up with
looking
them,
at-
so
yeah.
now they're like, this is my Spider-Man, so it's the best one.
Yeah.
But yeah, Amazing Spider-Man 2 stakes make absolutely no fucking sense because Electro kills his own mom.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that's meant to make him crazy.
Yeah, but they
But then they don't show that.
Spider-Man forgetting his birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's so funny.
You can't fix you killing your mum with science magic.
yeah.
Alas. Maybe
Yeah.
you could.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
What a
It's a greatest
pieces
movie
of,
ever made.
Yeah, cinema.
Yeah.
And then what if, well, I guess like science magic, you should actually be on board with this because Amazing Spider-Man 2 actually pitches the opposite. And like, what if science magic would be enough to make the Sinister Six?
Yeah, that's true. That's
So
true.
I'm just like, hey, look, I've made all of these things.
Oscorp is like, we need to make a Rhino Man.
Yeah.
And the guy to pilot it,
Yes.
Paul Giamatti.
Yes.
Giamatti.
That'll
We never
fix it.
get him named in the movie, so he could be actor Paul Giamatti.
Mm-hmm.
He's never named as whoever.
I like to think it's his character from Big Fat Liar.
I like to think it's his character from
Sideways.
Sideways. Yeah. The wine.
What wine does he hate? Pinot Grigio?
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe it's been a long time since I've seen
He sleeps with his husband's wife.
No, that's Thomas Hayden Church, who's also a Spider-Man villain.
That's true.
Damn, is Sideways just like with
It's the
pre-powers when Rhino and Sandman went on a lovely little wine tour.
wine tasting tour. Absolutely.
Yeah, Thomas Hayden Church, he sleeps with Sandra Oh, even though it's his
that's right.
kind of like weekend before his wedding.
Yeah, dude.
The dog, the
that
dirty dog.
dude.
That's what,
Dirty dog alert.
Dirty dog. Sandman,
Hey, stuff happens in wine country, you know?
What happens in
wine country stays in wine country, baby.
They love Pinot Noir and they hate Merlot.
Damn, dude.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Yeah, fair enough. Pinot Noir's lovely.
I think that for this movie, you got two options. Either this movie is about like breaking the spell, basically, that's on Peter, and that's the point of the movie, or they just hand wave it away at the beginning. I don't think you can do a mix. It would make for a very weird movie. It becomes, for the next Spider-Man movie, the wish at the end of the third one just becomes baggage.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it just becomes like, what does that add to the plot? What do you do with that?
Unless, and this is what everyone is really hoping for, the first act is all him
Just doing normal Spider-Man stuff.
Yeah, being a poor piece of shit with no family, no friends. Everyone hates him. Is he going to work for the Daily Bugle now?
I don't know.
Is he at college? He gets into college at the end of the third one.
As per the spell, can new people know who he is?
I guess so.
Yeah. So if he goes to the Daily Bugle and he says, "Hey, I'm Peter Parker,"
really, just
they're not going to be like,
that.
"Who?"
No, they'll just be like, "Okay, nice to meet you, Pete.
Yeah.
I want pictures of Spider-Man."
Yeah. Okay. Done.
I'm trying to like what was the comic? What happened in Brand New Day? This is like
Brand New Day is the Wish, isn't it?
Yeah,
sorry, One More Day. Okay.
Because Brand New Day's the Wish. It's the one where it's the classic one that everybody says sucks 1 million asses. Where it's
because One More Day is when the marriage is dissolved. Brand New Day is after that.
Which one's the one where he has to wish away his grandma?
No, other way around.
Other way around. He wishes away his marriage. Mephisto's like, give me your marriage.
Yeah.
And then everyone will forget who you are. And that is One More Day.
Okay.
And then Brand New Day is like after all this. So it's like everyone dealing with like Peter Parker's marriage has been erased. His secret identity has been forgotten. Scrolling through this, Aunt May is also alive and well. And I'm like, was she?
Well, no, not in this
What
version.
happened? Oh wait, no, because she got shot by someone.
Yeah. He makes it. That's what he makes the deal about in One More Day.
Yeah.
Because he's like, Aunt May
Crossbones,
died.
maybe?
Yeah.
Like Aunt May gets shot. Maybe he's either dead or dying. And then Mephisto's like, I can bring your old arm back from the dead or like near death. You just give me your sweet marriage.
Yeah.
And then also I'll just throw in everyone forgetting who you are. So that's pretty good.
Okay.
And then you're like, well, you're a nice devil.
Yeah,
He's like,
yeah.
I know. And then he's like, well, in a few, can I, like, I guess in a few bits, maybe she can know who I am again.
Yeah. Why? Fuck it, dude.
Yeah, I don't care.
Yeah, fuck it, man. That doesn't bother me. It means nothing to me.
I'm Mephisto.
Hell yeah.
So
yeah.
Greatest trick the devil ever played.
One More Day has.
Yes.
Okay. So it's set directly after Civil War.
Yeah.
Everyone forgets that he unmasked. People remember that Spider-Man unmasked himself, but the thing is, they're like,
who was that boy?
I can't remember who the fuck that was. Aunt May's alive. Harry Osborn is also alive, and he's been living in Europe.
Nice.
Awesome.
Good for him.
So I guess, again, I think there's not going to be much they can kind of really cribbed from the comic. That
would you reckon J. Jonah Jameson's going to have a heart attack, which seems to be the big thing that happens in the Brand New Day comic?
Maybe. I don't know if they'll bring back.
Now could be like he's a menace.
Yeah, that's true. He can get back on his menace shit.
We could get an Osborn.
Yeah, that's true.
Because again, like when Green Goblin comes in and he's like, there's no version of me. I don't exist in this reality.
That's true.
And so maybe with the wish magic, we get it now somehow.
Now there is one. Now
somehow there is an Osborn.
Don't worry about it. That is so weird that they. I mean, who cares? They can just add an Osborn. By that line in the previous Spider-Man. They just fucked themselves out of adding a Green Goblin.
I think it was just more like there is no Oscorp, there is no this.
Yeah,
so it's like
yeah,
maybe
yeah.
just like, okay, well, currently there's no Oscorp.
Yeah.
And so like,
Do you
okay,
think
it hasn't happened yet.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
there was no Harry.
Yeah.
Osborn in
Here's Ned instead.
yeah, there was no
There
Harry
was
at
no
all.
Osborn's full stop.
Yeah.
At school. So it's kind of like, okay, there's no connection there, but maybe it's like, in college he meets someone young, like a college friend. It's Harry Osborn, or it's like it's kind of like Osborn, but not quite.
Osborn.
Yeah, as in like the last name.
Yeah, that's
They
what I
use
mean.
it.
Like you instead of O.
Yeah. Or
That would be-
they do something strange with it,
Yeah.
or it's like, oh no, Osborn was my mum's, it's her maiden name kind of thing. Or he meets like, oh, this is my cool, my new cool friend Norman. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Well, he
oh,
becomes
they're gonna-
friends with Norman. Osborn.
Yeah, like it makes Norman his
Well,
age as
they've
opposed
kind
to.
of they shot themselves in the foot because Norman Osborn is looking up himself in the third movie, remember? And he's like,
Yeah.
there's no Norman Osborn
Yeah.
in this world.
That's what I'm thinking. So it's
Yeah.
like, so you meet someone named Norman, right?
Yeah.
Or is there like
Greg Norman, the shark.
Yeah, the
Okay.
shark. Or like,
he up to?
I'm like, is there a name you could be like, oh, it's Norman, but like, like you realize later on, like, of course that's Norman. But
So
I'm
like,
guessing like
pulling basically
Norm-
the MJ thing again.
Yeah, that kind of
they
bullshit.
can't
They
do
can't
that
do it
again.
They can and they might.
I don't think.
Heck,
No,
here's this.
yeah.
Let me swing for the film.
Okay, shoot,
for me here.
shoot.
Yeah, so it's like he's at college
Yeah.
and like he has a friend and it's either going to be like, oh, it's Norm,
Yeah.
whatever, or
Or
Norman,
Oz.
Yeah.
or Oz, whatever. Who knows? It doesn't
Oz
matter.
from American Pie.
Whoa, dude.
And so you just have this like person that he's like good friends with.
Yeah.
Like, they don't really like mention much, whatever. And then you find out that it's just like, oh yeah, like, oh, I think I've been really distant with my dad, so I'm gonna go by my mum's maiden name, which is Osborn.
Yeah.
And that's why I say, Norman tried looking up, who he was, couldn't find him because, well, he's going by.
Yeah.
He's a lot younger, and he's going by his like the mother's maiden name, or whatever.
Then
that
does he
is.
become the Green Goblin in this movie?
No, I think this is a setup
For
once
Spider-Man
again
5.
for Spider-Man 5 because
God
when
damn.
for Spider-Man 5 we introduced Norman Osborn as the Green Goblin,
Mm-hmm.
setting this all up for Spider-Man Sinister 6 yet again.
Whoa. Who have they got? No one.
No one. Well, if we look
Vulture's in the Sony universe,
Well, we
which
got-
is cancelled.
Yeah, well, we got it's cancelled, which means now they're up for grabs.
could come
so
back.
we've got the Vulture, we've got the Rhino, although he got stabbed recently.
Yes,
we've
that's
also
true.
got
Oh,
Crave.
fuck, dude. If they took them all from the Sony verse and just thumped them into the MCU.
There was a massive I can't remember who did it, but on YouTube, like the original idea for Madam Web and like all the details
Oh,
to that have
damn.
come out, and it's like, oh, maybe there was a good movie here at one
At one point.
Oh, damn, I wanna,
that's cool.
man, I want to see this.
Yeah, me too.
Man.
I feel like it was like someone like kind of big, so I'm gonna give a shout out to like a little known content creator, Screen Crush, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hot dog, dude.
But yeah, I reckon we're gonna get. Yeah,
You think
I
we're
know,
gonna
I
get a
just,
Sinister
I
Six
just
setup?
think, of course.
Yeah.
They love that. I just feel that we're gonna get a reference to a Norman Osborn that is gonna be that's the reveal because it's gonna be that lovely bullshit MCU thing, which is a reveal to the audience.
Yeah.
That means nothing to the people in the characters, but it's a reveal to us,
Yeah.
so that we can hoot and holler because we know that. That's gonna be Norman, and then it's gonna be like hints to a Green Goblin in the future.
Yeah,
Which
okay.
will be like the setting up for like, number 5. And then, of course, because how can you make Spider-Man 6 without it being a Sinister
Spider-Man
6 film?
Sinister 6,
You
yeah.
have to. You have to.
It's true.
Which is what I reckon, and Sony just like, oh, man, the day this happens, they're going to be so happy. Elated.
They're gonna, that's,
So that's that's what I reckon that's the current plan.
I wonder if, are they gonna reference at all the fact that it's Kingpin's New York?
Well, with Punisher, they have to. Well, they
Yeah.
don't have to, but then also apparently, isn't there a deal that he can only be?
So isn't there,
It's only
Kingpin
TV?
Can't be in movies?
Yeah,
What, Kingpin?
yeah.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, so it's going to be in the
Vincent
Mayor's
D'Onofrio.
New York.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
The big mayor. That's
Yeah.
what they'll call him. Wow. Why can't he be in movies? Is that, it's like some
weird
rights
rights
deal?
Yeah.
Well, who owns Kingpin?
Yeah.
Well, I think that's why it's a weird thing. It's because Sony didn't realize that they were meant to have him, so Netflix just started using it for Daredevil, and then no one cared. But now people have been like, wait, hang on a second.
Oh.
I think.
What the fuck?
Because
Kingpin.
Yeah. I like calling him Kingpin.
Kingpin's New York.
Because I'm pretty sure.
Kidding me?
I'm pretty sure Kingpin.
Yeah.
Keenpin.
Keenpin's New York?
Keenpin's New York.
Yes.
I'm fairly sure he first appears as a Spider-Man villain before
believe
becoming
so,
the
yeah.
Daredevil villain.
I think he does.
Yeah.
But
So
that was
Netflix used him, but now Disney Plus are using him.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
so you in theory have access
You
to
would
them. And also, if
imagine.
you're using Spider-Man, surely you could be like cutting a deal there. And I'm sure Sony would be like, please.
No, Sony. Well, here's the thing: Disney are eating shit at the moment. Remember,
That's true.
so it's not like they're not like Sony could probably come in and be like,
Yeah.
"Hey, we're altering the plan, and you need us more than we need you." I think.
Yeah,
Sony-
you need Spider-Man
Yeah.
more than, well, I guess,
Yeah.
mutually assured destruction here.
Yeah. It's also worth noting that this movie is going to take place in between Secret War and.
Wrong.
Oh, I thought it was in the middle.
It got delayed. You should be.
Killed.
Yeah, you should be killed with a gun.
Ah. Okay.
No, have we not spoken about this on basis of speculation?
If we have, we both forget.
Brother, I forget and I hate you.
Okay.
Plus, you're an idiot.
Yeah. What did you say, idiot?
I'm actually the clever one because I know the answer. To it. Doomsday got delayed, but Spider-Man didn't change its release date, so Spider-Man's coming out before Doomsday now.
Okay, I see.
Spider-Man's the next MCU film after Fantastic Four.
That's crazy, dude.
Huh.
So we got a break for a year.
Yeah. Nice. Phew.
Oh, thank God.
Because people were really, really scared. They
Yeah.
were so frightened when Spider-Man was announced in between Doomsday
Yeah.
and I almost said Brand New Day, but no. Well, they got 2-day movies
Yeah,
back to
that's
back.
probably a mistake.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Is-
Doomsday and Secret Wars.
Yeah.
When Spider-Man was in between, they're like, well, I guess we're not getting that grounded Spider-Man movie
Yeah,
because he's
yeah.
going to be fucking jacking off his little spider dick on Battle World or whatever.
Yeah.
Nice.
Are they just going to do the symbiote in this? Surely.
Oh, that's a good point.
And then the
They
Punisher.
could.
Oh, here's
Then
my.
the Punisher's going to hunt down the symbiote.
They're going to do
Okay.
the thing.
He's
Yeah.
Yeah,
Go on.
what's the...
Yep, all right.
Wait, isn't like the first...
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Isn't it also the first Punisher comic, him hunting down Spider-Man?
Yeah, Honey and Spider-Man.
Yeah,
So I
okay.
think, okay. So,
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. We
Okay.
cracked the
Okay.
case.
Yeah.
So
Okay, back at 'em, boys.
we're thinking it's going to be, right, the symbiote, because the symbiote does exist now in the MCU.
Yeah.
That symbiote, he gets onto like Spider-Man. Spider-Man's like, whoa. Then he becomes like a little bit, cuntish. And then like, maybe because they're now in this sort of in Kingpin's New York, where it's
Yeah.
illegal to be a superhero,
vigilante,
like Punisher seems to be like, whatever, but then maybe would Spider-Man go too far? Or what? Why would
It actually
I
does
can't
seem
imagine
weird.
Tom Holland killing someone.
Yeah, and like
I also
Punisher
can't
is-
imagine Punisher being like, you've gone too far.
Yeah, like
as he shoots someone in the head.
that's weird.
You're too.
Especially because Punisher in the Daredevil TV show is just like, you gotta fucking kill. Let me tell you one thing, buddy. You gotta kill the cops. That's
Yeah,
like
yeah,
basically
yeah.
what he's saying to Daredevil the whole time. And he's like, you're a real pussy because you're not killing guys.
Yeah.
So if he saw Spider-Man, is he maybe mad Spider-Man's not killing people?
Or
He's
he's
like-
seeing
He webs
Spider-Man
him
with
up
his,
and he's like, I'm gonna kill you, pussy.
yeah. Spider-Man, he sees it with a symbiote, eats some like cop's head, and he's like, that was my kill.
Yeah. Maybe it's they're fighting.
Because Spider-Man's got the symbiote suit, somehow maybe he works for Kingpin or some shit.
Well, maybe they flip it, which is way lamer, where
Spider-Man's
like,
hunting the Punisher?
yeah, like Spider-Man's like, he shouldn't be killing people. You should just be webbing them up. He's crossed a moral line. I need to put the Punisher in jail or something.
Yeah. Perfect movie.
Perfect movie. So I think, symbiote makes sense. Like if they want to include, like,
But why,
that. But then why is?
because if the symbiote's if Spider-Man in symbiote mode, he would have to be killing innocents basically before. Maybe they do this. Maybe this is the unhappy median where the symbiote goes on someone else.
Okay.
Maybe it goes on old Penis Parker.
Yeah.
And he
Flash Thompson.
and Flash Thompson can't control it. And so he's killing people. And so the Punisher's like, I got to stop him killing people. And Spider-Man's like, me too. And then the Punisher, it's the same conflict as in Daredevil. Punisher's like, we got to kill Penis Parker. We got to kill Flash Thompson. And Spider-Man's like, nah.
Nah, don't do that, actually.
And then like God, it goes at the end. It goes on Peter Parker.
Yeah. Some shit.
So I guess
that,
it's like,
dude.
all
But
right,
Flash
so symbiote-
shouldn't be there because he doesn't live in New York.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then
They're
why
like-
is MJ and Ned there?
They're on a trip.
They're on a trip to.
Oh.
Yeah.
They've decided to
Brother,
visit the Big Apple.
It's
Yeah.
devilishly simple. They're on a trip.
Yeah.
They took a bus to New York City to see the Statue of Liberty and Ellis Island.
How old are they meant to be at this point?
20?
Like in the like late teens, early 20s.
Yeah, because the
They're going to
conflict
college,
is that
right?
yeah, aren't they going to college at the end?
Yes, of New.
So they're 18.
No Way Home. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe a bit older because like in the last one, he doesn't get accepted into college, right?
Because he's
Yeah.
Spider-Man.
He's Spider-Man.
But
Yeah.
that means that he's in his graduating year,
That's true.
which makes him 17 or 18.
Yeah.
Is that's how the
But some
US,
time has
is that how the
passed.
US do their
I don't know. Don't you in the
How old
US
is
like you're
a
like looking
senior?
into colleges in like years, like you're still like 15 or some fucking shit.
Freshman,
How old is a senior in high school? 17 or 18. They do
Yeah.
it the same. They do it Australia style, where
Yeah.
you finish high school at 18.
High school
Or
is
17.
called a senior.
No, that's
Sorry.
even more complicated.
Okay, so a senior is the last year of high school because
Okay.
there's 3 schools.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
No, because
4
it goes
schools. They used to have primary school, elementary school, was
elementary
primary
school,
Yeah. Middle school.
middle school.
middle school, senior. Yeah.
Okay.
Elementary, middle, high
Yeah.
school.
So they're kind of like what we do, but like for us, it's
They
like
throw
the
in a
last,
second school.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
the,
yeah.
last 2 years for us. You know, like
It's
Yeah,
real
yeah,
high
it's like
school. For
BCE,
them, it's, yeah.
But it would be like a
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah.
Because a
I'm
fresh-
somewhat across it.
What's a sophomore?
Sophomore is the second year, isn't it?
Isn't that of university?
Yeah, I think that your second year at uni
Oh, yeah,
is your
freshman,
sophomore.
sophomore.
Sophomore
Graduate?
something, isn't it? Yeah, probably fucking
I don't
graduate.
know. Man.
Who knows what's happening over there, dude? It's chaos.
Not for me. to know.
Okay.
Yeah. So I guess
Yeah,
they're going to
so
be
he'll be
like
freshman.
18, 19, maybe 20.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they'll be
Depending
very-
how much time has passed
yeah.
between
Yeah.
3 and 4. Yeah.
Do you reckon they'll take the shot from the movie Cherry that I love to think about, where there's a
Oh,
camera
yeah.
inside Tom Holland's asshole?
Of course, but in this one there's webs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The spiders up him. Yeah.
It's got a
Yeah.
real spider in
I
him.
got turned into a spider because a spider bit my asshole.
That's
Yeah,
crazy,
dude. That's
dude.
what we're-
I was
that's what
taking
the
a
webs
shit
are
at
made.
Oscorp, but a spider went up me. Now look at me.
Yeah, Spider-Man.
Yeah. Do we think there'll be any other like superheroes in this? Any cameos?
Trying to think. Something.
Well,
I
if they're
do
throwing
think.
Punisher, probably not.
Yeah.
Maybe Daredevil
Yeah.
again. Maybe.
Maybe She-Hulk. No, not She-Hulk. I'm thinking, yeah, it'll be like a symbiote thing. Maybe you're right. It is like, we have to, Punisher's like, we got to kill them or whatever. And then I'm thinking maybe it jumps onto Spider-Man, and now Frank is fighting Peter.
Yeah.
That's how I'm like, oh yeah, now because like Punisher's joining the Spider-Man film. Surely it's going to be, you want
Punisher v Spider-Man.
You want to see Punisher
That's
v
so
Spider-Man.
funny though, because like Punisher fights by brutally shooting his enemies.
Yes.
To watch him brutally, like,
Yes.
it's just totally so bizarre.
yes.
But I mean, maybe that'd be interesting. Maybe that's a fucking changing up of the dynamics or whatever.
Maybe.
I wonder if they're gonna tie it into. This would be like my guess is that they're gonna tie it into. When does Daredevil season 2 come out? Pre or post?
Pre, I'm pretty sure.
Because I wonder if they're gonna tie it into that. Because
No chance.
you don't reckon?
They're gonna do the same thing that
I only say this because the end of Daredevil heavily implies a sort of banding together of New York vigilantes.
Yeah.
Which includes
And Kingpin
Punisher.
does mention, I think, he mentions
and he
Spider-Man.
mentioned Spider-Man. No, I agree. To me, it would be a crazy move.
it's after. Spider-Man is after season 2 of Daredevil.
I just wonder if there's going to be some kind of weird, I don't know, something about these New York vigilantes. It's the absence of Spider-Man in Daredevil is already kind of peculiar. So, and Punisher is like a Daredevil character within the MCU or whatever. So I don't know. I just wonder if Kingpin was the bad guy of Spider-Man Brand New Day, wouldn't shock me. If they solved the rights for it and they've figured it out.
Do you think they could like drag on, say, Daredevil season 2? And so then it's like it drags on a little bit. Whatever, they try and resolve as much as they can, etc. Daredevil gets like really like real messed up so that he can't, say be in the Spider-Man movie. Or maybe he might be, but then it's like we get a little bit of a cameo from Spider-Man at the very, 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 very end, and it's set up because again, you got to like for a movie, you basically got to be like we want to
you
like, don't
didn't need
worry
to see
about
the
the
TV
TV,
show, yeah.
series. Shut the hell up. So this is just basically like in Kingpin's New York,
Yeah.
Spider-Man
In
and like a bunch of
Kingpin's
other
New
like,
York.
vigilantes that come together to
Yeah.
fight the corruption kind of thing. And so it's like, if you had seen the Daredevil series, you understand maybe where everything is and coming together. But if you haven't, it's just simply whatever. Corrupt mayor, Spider-Man is and his ragtag crew are fighting them.
Yeah, honestly, I think that would be, I think that's at least my swing for the fence.
Yeah.
Is that the plot of the Spider-Man movie will be New York is fucked for whatever reason. The results, it doesn't matter. New York's fucked. Kingpin's a bad mayor. There's a war against superheroes. Spider-Man's like, I gotta do this, but I can't do it alone. And then the Daredevil crew will be just like any other superhero team, but the setup for that team will be in the Daredevil TV show.
Yeah. Or this might be after the season 2. That all might be resolved. Like in season in Daredevil, which I'm thinking might be better.
Yeah.
And for this one, it might be like, well, where was Spider-Man? And I think like maybe he's giving up being Spider-Man.
Yeah. Okay.
It starts with him just
Spider-Man
like,
no more.
Actually, like I haven't been Spider-Man for a long time now. I haven't been Spider-Man because like it's like a brand new day in the comics. Starts off with like he hasn't been Spider-Man hasn't been seen for 100 days. Yeah. Or something like that. And so I'm like, okay, all right, maybe they'll just borrow that. I reckon they're going to be borrowing some elements from the comic book. Because that's what it seems to do. They're like, we're going to grab the name and one or two things, and that's it. Yeah. And it's going to be like, all right, Spider-Man, or Peter Parker's like, I was Spider-Man for so long, and all it did was cause me nothing but heartache and arseache. I don't want to be Spider-Man. I just want to be a normal person now. I don't want to have to go to space again. I don't want to have to deal with all this bullshit. I just want to be a normal person. Yeah. I'm mourning, the death of my, my mom basically, but my Aunt May, and and I'm still to this day coming to terms with, the death of my uncle, even though we haven't seen this version. And then, I just want to take a year or like a time for me to be who the hell I am. I have no friends. I'm in this, strange place. I'm going to university. I want to try and do that. And then that's how the setup is. Yeah. So we get that. And that's where he might meet, it's Harry or Norman or something. Like whatever. Maybe they'll do like it's Dr. Curtis again,
Well,
that
weren't
kind
they
of stuff.
going to introduce Black Cat? Wasn't that something as well?
That was Spider-Man 4.
Yeah, no, but even for this, I thought because I remember another bit of casting for this, which was very funny, is they were
Sadie Sink.
Yeah, Sadie Sink is going to be in this movie, and everyone was like, finally, they're introducing MJ. Yeah, exactly. Because people are racist.
No, because
she's got red hair, dude.
You got to remember that, and also like MJ in the current Spider, Zendaya is it Michelle?
Yeah, she's not.
Michelle Jones?
She's not whatever MJ in the comics has the initials of.
Sure.
Which is so funny.
Sure.
It's so funny
Mary
that for
Jane?
some people
Yeah,
it'd be
whatever.
preferable for the insane narrative coincidence that Spider-Man dated two. Like what? Like for what? For who? But anyway, so Sadie Sink is going to be in this movie as well. Okay. And I thought there was some theory that she might be Black Cat or something.
Yeah, maybe they're Black Cat.
Another possible theory, because this is just, you got to think about what Marvel loves to do and how they love to make movies that make billions of dollars, is that this will introduce like Emma Stone as as
Gwen Stacy?
Yeah, Spider-Gwen, just because.
Oh, Spider-Gwen, you reckon?
Yeah.
No,
Because
why
fuck
not?
it, dude.
Yes. That's the last thing they can do.
Have a bit of a think about what if you were making this movie and said, fuck it.
Has
Spider-Man Noir TV show's happening as well,
that's true.
so.
That's on Amazon.
Yeah, who
So
gives
it's like everything's just like it's scary how much like what's going on there.
Zendaya, have they signed on for multiple Spider-Mans? Do we know? Do they really where is Zendaya right now in like her like a shining star?
In her arc,
like attached to a project. Does the public? Do we love them? Do we want to see more of them?
I think people still love Zendaya. Yeah,
I mean, she's probably one of the biggest actresses in the world.
So like, if I was Marvel, and I'm like,
you'd want
them.
Zendaya back.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, Jackpot. She's
Jackpot. Give her superpowers. Fuck it, dude.
Jackpot cameo.
Yeah.
Well, Jackpot's in Brand New Day.
Yeah.
That's where Jackpot starts.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
That's what I mean.
But in the comic, it's not MJ.
Yeah, but this will be MJ.
Yeah.
Is it MJ in the comics?
No.
Are you sure?
MJ takes up the mantle way later on, but at first Peter Parker sees this new hero called Jackpot, and he's like, I reckon that's MJ. But then it's not MJ, it's fucking...
At one point, Spider-Man asks, do I know you? Mary Jane says, we've met in another life.
No,
Spider-Man's unaware it's Mary Jane he's speaking to, since she's covering up her identity as her current boyfriend. Film star Bobby Gard tells her to
Whoa.
What am I reading?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's
So Jackpot isn't an MJ original.
he's an MJ later, but at first is not MJ.
Okay.
That's crazy.
Jackpot wiki.
Well,
I
do you
did
think
not
that
know
they'll...
that? But yeah, I reckon they'll make Jackpot and it'll just be MJ.
And Ned a wizard?
Why not?
I mean, if you're making it fucking... If you're fucking pissing your pants anyway...
Who cares at this
yeah,
point?
Fuck it, dude. Make Ned a wizard.
Ned, but he's also like, ooh, could you do something weird where it's like he's hobgoblin and a wizard? And like again, we're setting up that Sinister Six because you want Ned as you want Ned in the Sinister Six, right?
Yeah.
You got to give him some goblin madness.
How could you give him goblin madness? Okay, worst possible version is... Okay, here's my pitch, and this is terrible. Yes. MJ and Ned, in some way, in a way they can't describe, they remember knowing something about... the whole Spider-Man...
Yeah. Something's missing.
Something's wrong. So they start investigating the places that they hung out with Spider-Man because they don't remember who he was.
Jackpot has the symbiote at the moment, by the way.
I know.
Yeah.
I am fully aware.
Yeah. So
People
they're
are not happy.
They're like, what's going on? And then Ned, looking through the rubble of where Peter Parker was doing whatever, what does he find? Oh. But the goblin mask that the Green Goblin left behind.
The goblin, like the shawl and
Yeah.
everything, but it's not like purple and green.
It's rusted.
It's rusted. It's
Yeah.
got dirt and mud.
he's
It's
like-
brown.
he's like,
it's maybe an
something's-
orange kind of color.
And then Willem Dafoe cameo just for the voice. It starts saying, Ned, you've got to be the Goblin Man.
Put on the mask, Ned.
You're a wizard and a goblin,
You're
Ned.
a wizard.
You're a goblin wizard. There's never
Come
been a
on,
wizard
Ned.
goblin before in your life, Ned.
And
You're
Ned goes,
something
"Put
of a
on
scientist
thing."
myself.
Ned, I'm something of a wizard goblin myself.
And Ned says, why has this mask got 3 voices in it? Because I had a son and he also got, fuck you. And then Ned,
Fuck you, I wasn't paying
fuck
attention.
you, okay? Leave me the fuck alone. I'm just a fucking mask. I don't want to put you on. No, I'm sorry.
I'll be nice again.
I'm sorry, I'm Ned. Anyway, and Ned puts on the mask and he gets goblin madness, but also superpowers.
Yeah. But the thing is, like, unfortunately, though, I'm pretty sure, maybe now I'm not remembering it, but Willem Dafoe didn't put on the mask.
No, he was just a guy. But
Like, he had, like, the suit.
that's fine, though.
right?
Because all you got to
Like
do is you
some
got to
shawl
say,
and shit.
these were the incursion points where they came through. And
Wait,
oh,
are you saying that he doesn't have the mask in Brand New Day?
Did he have the mask in Brand New Day?
Not Brand New Day.
Whatever it was called?
No Way Home.
no,
Yeah.
yeah.
Did he?
Yeah.
I do not
Okay.
remember.
He doesn't. He doesn't because he's got a
Because
little
he's got, like, the purple, like...
he's wearing like a purple hoodie.
Like a purple hoodie and stuff like that, and he's a bit battle damage. I remember that aspect, but I'm like, does he have the mask on?
I think he must make it or some
I keep
shit.
saying Brand New
Yeah.
Day, but I mean No Way Home. No Way
Yeah, I
Home.
thought he didn't have the mask. I mean, he might have. Again, it's been so long since we've seen it.
No, he doesn't have them.
Yeah, so I
He
reckon
wears
might,
goggles and the.
Yeah,
But it
so I
doesn't
reckon
even-
he
yeah.
might. I reckon he just might find like the suit.
Yeah, either way.
Yeah.
And that gives Ned goblin madness. And then MJ, if we want to give her powers too, have it come from the same fucking thing. It doesn't matter.
Oh yeah, because they go to these little
Yeah.
incursion points or whatever, and because it's all like her powers are a bit of a jackpot,
Yeah.
right? Like you pull a mental lever. I
Yeah.
don't know how it works.
Yeah.
But like it's random what what she gets. So she's pulling powers from alternate realities.
You just have to have. Honestly, you don't even have to have them finding the goblin mask. They go to an incursion point and there's remnant cosmic energy.
Oh, yeah.
And it goes in them.
Exactly. She become Jackpot. He get Goblin Madness.
Yeah, whatever.
And then, like, Ned looks at MJ, and Ned's like, "Are you hearing the Goblin too?"
Yeah,
And she goes, "What?"
"Huh?"
And then he's like, "Never mind.
Never mind, I'm normal.
I'm a normal guy with normal non-Goblin thoughts."
Have fucking
He
Flash.
does have the mask. I keep
Yes,
going
he's
flip
got the
flip.
mask?
Because
Alright.
he remember he attacks the bridge. His introduction is when him and Doc Ock
yeah.
are fighting. When Spider-Man and Doc Ock are fighting, then all of a sudden they get goblin bombed, and then he emerges from the smoke and he's in full get up.
Okay. Well, then, maybe fucking
Yeah,
finds the
what
mask.
up?
Whatever.
And then fucking have Flash Thompson there too, and he sucks in some of that cosmic power, and he gets Venom abilities.
Yeah,
Yeah, everyone just goes fucking crazy,
Yeah,
dude.
make a movie where you say fuck it.
They already did. It's called No Way Home.
Well, it made $1 billion.
So you
$2
know
billion.
It's a winning formula.
yeah, fuck it. Why not? Go
dude.
him.
Who gives
Yeah.
a shit?
Yeah.
Jackpot is also a funny. Like if they don't go for the what's the word?
Gambling powers?
Rug pull.
Yeah.
If you don't go for the rug pull that the comics do, which is like having a character called Jackpot that looks like MJ, and that's her catchphrase.
Yeah.
But this MJ doesn't say jackpot.
yeah, that's true.
So if you go for a rug pull, there's no reason to think for Spider-Man to think that
that's
this
his
is
wife. Yeah,
Mary
MJ.
Jane.
yeah.
But yeah, the character, the original Jackpot is inspired by Mary Jane's character on a soap opera.
That's awesome.
Where her her catchphrase in the soap opera is jackpot still.
Okay.
So wait, she just that's so funny.
So
Comics are
jackpot,
good. That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah, brother, that's what people are saying.
jackpot, the original character
Yeah.
is Sarah Errett,
Yeah. Okay.
who was a pregnant scientist at Fell Corp,
Okay.
which is a subsidiary
I'm
of
pissing while you explain this.
a subsidiary of Oscorp. Dude, they've said fuck it. He's gone.
Felcorp. Okay, sure. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
And she's working on gene therapy to cure Parkinson's.
Okay.
But she's accidentally exposed to lot 777.
Funny.
Yeah.
Gambling.
Lucky
All right.
sevens. The virus rewrote the DNA in her cells, leaving her in a coma for 4 months.
Oh, yeah.
Coming out of her coma, Sarah went on to have her child, Madeline, with no complications.
That's nice.
However, when her family came under threat by falling debris, she displayed superhuman strength to save them. She then takes on the name Jackpot and designs her costume after the catchphrase of her favorite soap opera character played by actress Mary Jane Watson.
And then Mary Jane ends up becoming Jackpot later on.
Yeah, so Jackpot's introduced in May 2007. Mary Jane doesn't become Jackpot until August 2023.
Yeah, because of the whole Paul bullshit, I think. Maybe.
Yeah. And then there's that one-shot Jackpot, and then the 4-issue miniseries Jackpot and Black Cat.
Yeah.
And then all new Venom. Where she's got the symbiote.
Yeah. That happened recently because everyone was thinking maybe Paul was going to be this new symbiote or the new Venom, but it wasn't. It was MJ. It was MJ.
So MJ's the new the new Venom at the moment.
Yeah.
So
and she said, "Let's face it, Tiger, you hit the jackpot." When she reveals it
and
to
Eddie
Peter
Brock
Parker.
is Carnage now.
Yeah.
I think.
why'd they do that?
I don't know.
You got to do something.
Yeah.
Wait, so she said, face it, Tag, you just hit the jackpot as Venom
Yeah,
to
to
Spider-Man.
reveal that she's Venom. That's the
Is that
panel
what
I've
happened?
seen. Yeah.
I think it's
She's like standing in a door or something.
Yeah, I think like she's like, "Don't be mad."
And
Like,
yeah.
Don't be mad, I'm Venom.
I'm
Yeah.
Venom. Yeah,
Yeah,
'cause it was and then like Rick Jones also has a symbiote, but it's like a sleeper agent symbiote.
Oh damn.
Yeah, is it just sleeper? Maybe
It's a good name for a symbiote.
Usually sleeper's like on a cat.
Oh. Like what's that fucking Red Lantern? What's a cat?
Ah.
You know that Red Lantern?
No, I do not. know
Who's
the
the
red.
cat?
Is his name Lawfleas?
Dude, you're the only one who's read Green Lantern.
Yeah, man.
No, Lawfleas is the Greed Lantern. And this is a funny thing about Lawfleas. There's only one of him because he's too greedy.
Well, that makes sense because he's got all the rings.
Yeah,
right?
I think that's
They're for
pretty
him.
funny, honestly.
Yeah.
You know, shout out the Green Lantern creators.
Because when
I forgot how much you
new-
love DC.
Oh, yeah, I'm a big DC guy,
when the
dude.
new Venom came, it was like oh, who's the new Venom? Because Dylan Brock no longer has Venom powers because the symbiote abandoned him. And it was like, who's it going to be? Is it going to be the villain Mask, but not how you think it's spelt? Because like Venom has gold bits. There's a Q in it. It's like an Iron Man villain. She's an Iron whatever.
Yeah.
But anyway, she's at court.
Yeah,
He's,
okay.
like going, like they're at a court and she's on trial for some bullshit.
Nice.
Anyway, so it could be her, or it could be Rick Jones because he rocks up.
Yep.
It could be, I think is it Robbie? It might be him as well.
Yeah.
And then it could be, I think that was like, and there's a fourth someone.
Yeah.
They're like, who could it possibly be? And it was like, ooh, one of these people. And then it was none of them was MJ.
Yeah.
But for a while, everyone was like, is it going to be everyone's loathed man?
Paul.
Who everyone
God, they
hates
fucking hate
Oh,
Paul.
we hate Paul. Well, he does suck.
Yeah, fair enough.
What's
This
that
whole
do?
storyline is very comic-y.
Yeah.
It's got to do with
Paul Rabin?
yeah, because he's a villain. He's the son of a villain who's like an Aztec math god, and they go to an alternate reality.
He's the
and
son of
Spider-Man
deceased-
goes a bit crazy, and they have like they find some kids, and then Paul and Mary Jane adopt, but those kids are actually like Imagines, and so then they disappear. So they have to mourn like kids that never existed.
It's good stuff.
It's real fucking weird.
Comics, dude.
Because they were like, wow, because universe that MJ gets stuck in, because MJ and Peter get stuck in this universe, but they have to quickly escape. but there's enough, juice or whatever only for one of them. So it's like, Peter, you fuck off.
Yeah.
To try and, so he fucks off. And then he just becomes this angry cunt of a man.
Yeah.
And like ruins friendships with everyone because everyone's like, fuck you, Peter Parker.
Yeah.
You didn't like take one moment to explain the situation and instead just broke into the Baxter building and like punched the thing in the face. Like, I have no time to explain. Punch.
That's
and you're
awesome.
like, you could have used that time to explain. Anyway, everyone hates him. And then he goes back to the universe where MJ was, but like time has passed for MJ, but not much time has passed for Peter
so
Parker.
she's had to find a new lover.
And well, that's the implication. And so when Peter Parker gets there's two kids and they look kind of like, MJ, right? And so the implication there was like, damn, MJ's been here for a long time.
Yeah.
Fuck this Paul, son of a bitch. And they got some two kids. But then they were like, we were going to walk it back a bit.
Yeah.
And so like, no, they just found those
That's
kids.
so crazy.
And they're
No,
imagined kids.
If your wife gets
So
caught in a
why?
time-dilated alternate dimension, fucking let her get her underway.
Exactly, it's fine.
She's out of your control. Whatever, man.
Dude, time passed. That was like 10 years or whatever. So anyway.
If I went missing at sea,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
and when I came back, when they found me 10 years later,
Yeah.
I found out that my loved ones had, moved on.
had kids or
I'd be
whatever.
like,
You'd
fair
I
fucking
was gone
shake
for
of the
10
sauce
years.
bottle, man.
That's exciting. You get to start a brand new life 10 years older.
Yeah, exactly.
That's good. You'll still be in your prime, mid-40s.
Yeah,
Plus he did- oh, yeah.
I'll finally be in my prime.
Yeah.
And like he'll be, stuck at CFIT.
Yeah. Oh, imagine, dude. I'd be really top heavy, I think, because I won't have used my legs.
It's really amazing.
What have used your leg?
I should say, in my mind, I'm like in a boat.
Yeah.
For 10 years.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
He's just eating seagulls.
Yeah, dude.
Just going around in
seagull-
circles.
I like the idea that they only find you because they're like, wow, there's an entire seal colony that's being killed.
Yeah.
You've been living exclusively off seal blood.
I know the reason even though I've been on the like seal colony on the island, but the reason my legs are still atrophied is I'm moving like a seal.
Yeah.
That's why they don't run away from me.
Yeah.
They just think I'm
You gotta
another
look
seal.
like them. So
You gotta think like a seal.
Yeah.
You've gutted a couple. You're climbing inside. You look like a seal a bit.
Think like a seal, people, and they
Be a
say
seal.
we thought he'd be better to interview on TV shows.
But the
about
10
his
years has
experience.
made him crazy. So yeah.
He
Anyway,
just wants to talk about seals.
Yeah, I just became a seal.
I just
And then
became seal-like in my thinking and
yeah,
my way
and then
of
I
behavior.
killed and ate over 200 seals.
yeah.
I became like a sort of seal who hates seals.
Seal serial killer, if you will.
Yeah.
Actually, I guess 200 seals, if that's all you're eating for 10 years, that's not a lot of food.
It's a lot of blubber.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that much, dude. It's a lot of blubber.
So it's like, what, 20 seals a year?
Yeah. That's not much. That's not enough, dude.
I mean, unless
That's why I
there's
was
like a
hibernating a lot of
lot of blubber to kind of,
Yeah.
do
Supplementing my diet with seawater and crabs.
And then people keep being like, wow, like this man survived, and you refuse to be known by that. You're like, I don't want people to remember my trauma of 10 years. I want to be known as the guy who killed 200 seals.
Okay. I become
My true heroics. I killed 200 seals with my bare hands.
Somehow I become very pro poaching only of seals.
They want to die.
Trust me, dude. I think like them. They want to die. They want to be clubbed. Okay. Trust me, I ate 200 seals. I know what I'm talking about.
I would know.
okay?
Again, you'd trust me, the man who
Yeah,
ate
who are you going to
200.
trust? This climate scientist who's never, as far as I know, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, sir, never eaten one seal.
I don't think we should eat seals.
Or me, who's eaten 200, probably 200 plus seals in my lifetime in 10 years. So
I've wiped out at least 6 different seal colonies with my teeth.
who knows how a seal thinks more? That's what I'm just what I want to ask you, the audience, today.
So anyway, so I think it was initially applied that like, yeah, wow, like MJ's been here for a long, long time and moved on and had kids, right? But then they were like, oh no, they found these kids
that sucks.
and like, they just raised them as if they were like.
and then the kids
their
got taken away.
Well, no, they got disappeared because they were not real. They were imagined.
Yeah.
They were maybe creatures of math. I don't fucking
That's
know.
so
It's
embarrassing,
stupid.
Marvel Comics.
Anyway,
Come
they
on.
disappeared. But of course, well, like MJ and this Paul guy were like, well, we did raise them. Like, they were our kids for a while, several years, I want to say. So trauma is there. And everyone's like, what is going on with this? Why did you do this? And everyone's like, Zeb Wells, are you a good author? And I'd be like, look, Reed Hellions, that was incredible. He
Was
did a really
what
good
happened,
job.
basically, he was like, let's explore a scenario where Peter Parker, like, where Paul and MJ did get married and have kids that are theirs.
Well, like the universe they got stuck on is like there's no other survivors.
Yeah.
Like, it's like a apocalyptic world. It's basically Paul,
sure.
MJ, and they find these.
But was it
Yeah.
basically that the reaction from the public was so bad that they had to walk it back?
I think so.
And by doing that, they just made this weird comic that
Sort of.
wasn't
It
really
feels
the
like-
point they were trying to make in the first
Yeah,
place.
it feels like they kind of walked it back to give them some wiggle room, but then now that that's gone and over with, they've still like keep walking it back. They keep down this path of like, well, like MJ and Peter are still not together. She's with Paul now.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like no one likes this.
Wasn't there a lot of like build up to like who the fuck is Paul? And then it was like no one really.
Yeah.
Well, he was the son of Rabin, who is that math wizard or whatever.
Rabin
Right.
or emissary?
Emissary is like the. Oh, well, I think his dad was like. He called the math god and became because he's using the magic of math. Maybe
Yeah.
it's a lot of math bullshit.
Sounds really, truly terrible.
Yeah,
Like, really? Just like some.
oh, that's right. And then in the climax, I think of all of this, they kill off Miss Marvel so that because she was interning for Norman Osborn, who has become
Right.
the Golden
Yeah.
Goblin because he's good now.
Yeah.
Although now he's back to his goblin madness, I think.
That'll
Yeah.
get you. That goblin
And
madness
then-
it
It
gets you
always-
every time, dude.
So then it was like, because
One thing
we
we can
got to
always be
make,
sure of.
we got to
Yeah.
make Miss Marvel a mutant. So we're gonna like, because at that time mutants could resurrect using the power of the five or whatever
Yeah.
the fuck. And so it's like, well, the only way we're gonna do this is if we kill off Miss Marvel for no fucking reason, and then we're gonna resurrect her and not tell anyone what her powers are. Maybe this bad.
Yeah,
Bad
it sounds awful,
shit.
dude.
I mean, you could have just been like, "Hey, Miss Marvel, you're also a mutant.
Yeah.
You're an Inhuman." I mean, I wouldn't have done that, but hey,
Yeah. It's terrible.
Dude, comics are bad.
Comics are really,
Oh,
Hey,
really,
do you
really
think they
bad.
named him Paul so that it could be like robbing Peter of MJ to pay
Oh,
Paul?
damn, dude. I reckon yes. I reckon you're absolutely right.
That's hard. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who
Well,
are
man.
Peter and Paul in the Bible?
What?
They're apostles.
Yeah. Are they just like some of the apostles? No, that's all I needed. It's okay.
Yeah.
Please. Please.
Followers, right?
I need nothing else. I
One of
need
the
nothing
12?
else. Yeah, they're apostles.
Yeah,
I'm
they're apostles.
satisfied.
Yeah. Okay.
Peter's his best friend.
Oh, that's nice.
I
And there's
think.
Doubting Thomas.
Yeah.
but what's
There's
Paul
Judas.
up to? Yeah.
Peter's the one who gets crucified upside down because he's like, yeah, if you're gonna, I'm not worthy of dying like my best friend Jesus Christ. And they're like, we'll crucify you upside down. Then he's like, yeah, good.
That's so funny.
Fuck you.
This is different enough.
Yeah. Let the blood rush to my head. I love this.
God, the headache he must have had.
Yeah. Well, do you reckon it
Jesus.
distracted from the nails in his arms and legs?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
man.
think so. I think so. I think he would have been like,
100%.
please give me a Panadol. And then the headache could go and he'd be like, my hands. Because he could focus on it. Yeah.
I think it's.
Yeah. Anyway, comics are stupid.
Yeah.
Will we get a Paul cameo? Let's say yes.
Yeah, I think so, dude.
Why
Do we
not?
think this will in any way tie into Doomsday or Secret Wars?
Initially I was thinking it would. Initially I was like, I thought maybe because it was between the films and all that kind of stuff. I'm like, okay, yeah, maybe like it will kind of like this is where we get all the different cameos of different
Yeah.
Spider-Mans. So you get like, it's a Scarlet Spider, it's like, Superior Spider-Man, it's like Iron Spider.
Yeah,
it's all,
yeah.
Spider-Man in many different outfits. And like just having that and like a different actors, all that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't think so now. I think that they're going to maybe try and keep it like
I think that could be a post-credit scene, honestly.
yeah, this might just be very like grounded.
The only reason I say that is that like Thunderbolts had a post-credit scene that sort of tied into
Fantastic
Doomsday
Four.
and well, maybe, but I think more likely Doomsday or Secret Invasion.
What's
Like
Fantastic Four?
it is the Fantastic Four, but I mean like it's not tying into the Fantastic Four movie.
Yeah, it's tying
Yeah.
into probably the end of the Fantastic Four movie.
But so I
It's
wouldn't.
crazy in hindsight. I know there was a lot of speculation about this, but it is wild that they did just reveal the ending of the Fantastic Four movie.
Yeah, I know that they were like, the ship is here. It's come to the 616 MCU Earth.
Why'd they do that?
Because they don't know what the fuck they're doing, dude.
Well, they
It's a
really.
bunch of fucking cowboys working over there.
Well,
in the
was
MCU.
Fantastic Four meant to come out before Thunderbolts?
No.
That was always the plan.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, that scene
Unless-
was filmed on the set of Doomsday.
Yeah.
So
less.
Yeah, and it was filmed by Kevin
As-
Feige
I
and stuff.
think
Not the, yeah.
that
As a
what they were probably hoping is that people go, hey, if you're excited for Fantastic Four,
Yeah.
you should check out Thunderbolts.
Mm.
But
I think that Marvel probably missed when they had money.
Yeah.
And they're
Oh,
not
yeah.
getting a lot of it at the moment. Captain America is their highest grossing movie this year.
that's sad.
That's
It was
a
bad
real
film.
shame.
Because I'm like wondering if it's like
Thunderbolts allegedly lost $100 million.
Yeah, that must suck for like like Sebastian Stan in particular. Because
Yeah.
like he's finally kind of leading this franchise that he's been in for so fucking long. They'd be like, and again, it's a good film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just be like, and it bumped.
Yeah, and
That's okay. I mean, like, the future of movies is going to be good because the highest grossing movie of this year is Nizar 2, which is a Chinese animated film.
yeah,
And then the other two movies that haven't quite made $1 billion, but they're both in the 900 millions.
yeah,
A Minecraft movie.
yeah.
Yes.
And the live action Lilo and Stitch.
Yeah.
Wonderful to
Dude,
hear.
movies are back.
That's what I'm
baby.
Then there is a $400 million gap between 3 and 4.
Yeah.
And then 4 is Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning, which made $540
Yeah,
million, but needs to make like $800 million to break even because they fucked up.
yeah, yeah,
The good send off to the franchise. I
yeah,
feel.
dude.
Remember when they were like, what if we got Jeremy Renner instead, though, for
Yeah.
Mission Impossible?
Oh, that's right.
Because he's a rising star and everyone's a bit weird on Tom
Yeah.
Cruise.
Yeah, they fucked it twice. Jeremy Renner was also the new Bourne.
Yeah.
Jeremy
That's
Bourne.
right.
And they were like, okay, so Jason Bourne, he's been made like through like severe psychological training. And they were like, and Jeremy Renner, mad science.
Yeah.
Jeremy Renner, you're going to take these pills and be a Jason Bourne-esque because without them, you're the dumbest fuck alive and you're so stupid.
That's so
Yeah.
funny.
Idiot who we
What a
hate.
fucking strategy for
Wonderful.
a movie.
They didn't even bring back Jeremy Renner for the final Mission Impossible, even though
yeah. They,
he's in 2 of them, I think.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, how
Yeah,
sad.
yeah,
for Jeremy.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
well.
Well, how about if it's not a spoiler for? I mean, does feel like a spoiler. But
Yeah.
what if it's the framing device for the Fantastic Four film? Like,
If they
as in
start-
it starts at the them coming through the 616.
This
Yeah.
sounds
I
like
mean,
a
this-
bad fan idea where it's like, yeah, what if Fantastic Four is like them?
Agreed.
Like
This is-
fucking.
Once again,
uh,
you want to fuck the whole,
Yeah.
you just want to fuck this up completely.
Yeah.
have Reed be given a conference about his past. So it starts with him talking at, it could be at the Stark convention.
Yeah, I like again just to be like, yeah, you're right. It is weird to be like, oh yeah, I guess you have.
I think it's
but then
because-
again, how do
I mean,
is it a
but
surprise?
the Marvel
No.
doesn't
Man,
know
who
what
gives a shit?
people want anymore.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing. It's not. They don't care if it's
Like-
a spoiler. They're like, maybe that'll make people excited.
Okay, it's
What
like-
do people want to see? I've got no idea.
Like
That's
is,
Marvel.
Is the stakes?
Wolverine and Deadpool. That's what people want to see.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, okay, you have a film where it's Fantastic Four,
Yeah.
and we know from the word go that this is an alternate universe.
Mm.
But we also know if you've seen the other bullshit, that
Yeah.
we also know that they are going to a different universe. And they're going to basically like leave the current one they're in.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be like, well, they were originally from the 616 universe, or the 616. They're originally from like the MCU,
Oh, I see.
and I think whatever that happened that they went into that
Catapulted them
universe,
to the other one. Yeah.
and then now they're
coming home.
So everything is them trying to come home, but
Yeah.
they just can't do it. So they've just made their life there, and they're just setting up. But they still also want to go home, which is maybe where they get this like weird like the public love them, but then they find that out. and the
Yeah.
public hate them
Yeah. Okay.
because they're like, oh, we thought you were out. You've been heroes.
We
this whole
thought
time.
you were our
And I
first
thought
family,
you've
but
been-
no
you've
dies.
been like you're loving this, but and like you have, but you've never once said that you were from you weren't from here. And then we find out that you've been spending a lot of time to leave here.
Yeah,
which
yeah.
is maybe here you go. Which is like they've been trying to get back home. And Reed does his little experiment, and then it's like that summons Galactus or that summons the Silver Surfer.
Yeah.
And so it's like they find out that it's like, oh, not only are you not from here, you've never really wanted to stay here, and then you trying to fuck off back home has now doomed us all.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So we're all fucked. So it's just like it's just interesting to have this like okay, so we know this like idea of like okay, they're alternate universe. They're going to come back to it. This.
Yeah.
So you're like okay, chances are what are the stakes here? Like the innocents that are lost, the people that are around that universe, that Earth, all that kind of stuff. As a moviegoer, do we give a shit because that's not we know that we're not really going to go back to that universe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like the
kind
stakes,
of,
The
yeah.
stakes are kind of like almost this universe, they're nothing
Yeah.
people because we know that.
But then I think about like what are the stakes in the highest growth? Like what are the stakes in Deadpool and Wolverine? The
Wolverine and Deadpool might die.
yeah, but
they're gonna cull the Wolverine Deadpool's universe.
Yeah.
Or Deadpool's universe.
Do we
But
care?
they don't.
I mean, they don't in the end.
Yeah,
but
that's
clearly
true.
people. I don't know if people.
I think stakes can still be stakes even if they're
Yeah.
not like it was in like when you watch an action movie.
Yeah.
The stakes are that the guy might like the main person may die or fail the mission or whatever.
Yeah,
Even
yeah.
if you know you're like, okay, I'm watching Mission
Yeah.
Impossible 4.
Yeah, they're not
They're
going
not going to kill Tom Cruise.
Yeah, I know, but it's like the stakes of that franchise, like,
Yeah.
it's the people, the innocents that might die,
Yeah.
all that kind of jazz. Whereas this, it's kind of like, it's
The stakes are tricky because, again, the whole universe, if we're leaving it,
If
they're
you
not real
follow
people.
Yeah,
if you
yeah.
follow with Thunderbolts, it's like, they're just going to either abandon it or leave
Yeah,
or
yeah,
whatever,
yeah.
and like, it just seems a bit strange.
Well, I mean, I guess that just the
Maybe.
movie has to put in the work to make you care about the
Yeah,
people of the universe.
Maybe.
Which it won't, but yeah.
And I might have an answer. What if that ship in Thunderbolts actually has every single person from their universe on it?
Oh,
Damn, what if they do-
They've just been like real shrunk tiny
Yeah.
using pin particles.
Yeah,
What if
it's
they
a Batman
Fantastic calls them reed particles?
Yeah.
But he did steal them.
Yes.
yeah. What if they do a thing where it's a new blip? So instead of half the population of Earth going,
it doubles.
they've brought twice that
Yeah.
double the
Yeah.
Now you got to deal with a bunch of 1930s and 40s type guys.
But they're you also.
Yeah.
Or 1960s.
Whoa, 1960s me. That's awesome.
Yeah, because like it's alternate universe.
Yeah, you're right. It's
So,
1960s. Yeah,
so like
it would have your double there, but he's
60s style.
60s.
Retro futuristic
retro
Jackson.
future Jackson. He'd be
I reckon he'd
awesome.
love steampunk.
What retro future Jackson
Yeah.
would? I guess. Why would he? Because I don't particularly like it.
Yeah, but you have the vibe like you'd like it. So I reckon that a different version of you.
That's so insulting.
You love cryptids.
Once again, this is more of an insult. Once again, JD throws a wonderfully insulting thing at Jack because he's got the vibe of someone that's into steampunk. I don't know. You don't.
You know, do I give you steampunk?
I
vibes?
feel like
you don't give me
cryptid guy and
Yeah.
steampunk guy
But
go
that's
hand
I'm
in
the
hand.
different kind of cryptid guy.
Yeah.
There's modern woo cryptid, got it, Mothman touched my ass, Bigfoot stole my catalytic converter, cryptid guy.
Yeah.
And then there's me who's
Oh,
like,
you're different.
I'm hitting a different style,
He's more
dude.
like Unabomber coded.
Yeah.
How are you Unabomber coding Bigfoot?
just in vibe wise, not like the Bigfoot stuff. Like just in general, he's more Unabomber than he is say steampunk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got to go back.
We got to go back, dude.
Everyone who used a computer should die or whatever.
Yes.
Yeah.
I agree, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's him.
The modern cryptid guys are out there touching the statue at Point Pleasant's ass. And I'm here being like Albert Osmond in 1960 something said he was kidnapped by a bunch of Bigfoots, but gave them tobacco and escaped. And that's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've been a cryptid guy since I was fucking
I know.
in little shorts, man.
Yeah, but that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the new cryptid guys, they're soft. Okay?
No, but the old cryptid guys are the steampunk guys.
Oh, he might be right there, but I'm not a steampunk guy.
The new cryptid guys are like.
A cottage core, you know?
No, it's like ironic cryptid guys.
Yeah, I think there's multiple different kinds.
Yeah.
Because there's the cottage core cryptids guys.
Yeah.
Guys who are
Bigfoot
like,
is cozy.
yeah, like they're like long cardigan sleeves and like,
Playing Stardew Valley.
you know, and being like, I'm a little cryptid. Ooh, I'm a quirky chungus or whatever. But you're right, the old style cryptid guys who are sort of lunatics and they have that old school like Star Trek nerd quality, you know, and they are steampunk guys. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
You don't give me steampunk.
I'm not a steampunk
you don't
guy,
give me
dude.
steampunk vibes.
Steampunk.
Sorry, JD.
Yeah. I've got many other
He's got
problems.
many other problems and many other vibes. But I guess steampunk, not one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Steampunk is a very funny concept, though.
Yeah.
Where they're like, what if we like?
What if the future was the past?
Well, yeah, but
What
it's
if
also
the future
like,
was gears?
what if we took like colonial industrialized Britain,
Yeah.
and removed any of the cultural context, and then everyone had jet planes,
Yeah.
and it was also the future. It's like, what
Cogs,
do you
goggles,
mean? What are you
top
talking
hats,
about?
Fingerless gloves.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. Now, apply that to Jackson when you first met him.
Oh, when you first met
him,
me, yeah,
come
of
on,
course,
dude.
of course,
Yeah,
of course,
yeah.
of course.
Not right now.
Right now, no. His vibe has changed.
I'm just saying that an alternate
Okay. When we first met him, yeah, okay, I'll give you that.
Yeah.
You know what? All right.
I'll even admit that. When you first met me, early day Jackson, yeah, he was a steampunk guy.
Yeah.
He could have easily come, you know, I've made my own like steampunk goggles and I'm wearing them
totally.
everywhere.
I wore a bow tie. Like, you know, what are we talking about?
Well, that's what.
Yeah, but modern, I thought you were talking about present me.
No, I reckon it. No, I'm saying.
Because the alternate universe me is a steampunk guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alternate history.
If you didn't start the podcast, do you reckon?
Yeah. I'd be a steampunk guy.
Well, would you have gone down the same path you were going down, or did it get bullied out of you? Was it a choice, or?
Certainly, probably the podcast made me more wretched over time.
But also, I mean, bullying didn't work.
No.
Because we kept
I've
being
remained
like,
peculiar.
no, but as in like, we were like, Jackson, please, for the love of God, trim your horrible long beard.
Yeah, and I
you were
didn't
like,
listen.
No,
Yeah.
I'm going to sleep until 4 p.m.
Yeah. And how many times you tell me don't drink like that? Have I stopped?
No.
You know? So who can say, dude? Is this the natural evolution of me? Or,
Yeah, is this a natural Jackson
or
evolution?
did the thousands of prying eyes, as the podcast took off, did that sort of bring it out of me?
Maybe.
What changed your voice?
I don't know.
knows?
I think lazy. Well, my theory with my voice is that it's like a marathon, like a marathon sprinter. He learns the most efficient way to run.
Oh, okay.
And because I'm talking so much, I'm like, well, I'm not going to put on fucking airs. I'm going to talk in the laziest way I possibly can.
Can you still do your old voice?
I used to sound like this. Kind of like Richard Ayoade.
Yeah, but you reckon that was maybe just the stuff you were consuming?
Maybe.
You watch too much Doctor Who.
Too much Doctor Who and the IT crap.
Yeah, this is how I used to sound. But it's not even. I can't do
that's
it.
not even that. You,
You
weren't
got
that
a twang.
you weren't that nasal.
No, I used to kind of. I can't do it.
Yeah.
It's
You
gone,
have to
dude.
listen to like a bunch of old stuff.
Because,
to
like,
be
my voice now is a mess.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't think any of us talk good.
Well, I think my voice as well, I think this has actually contributed to it, and the podcast did make this happen, is so dumb guy voice,
Yeah.
which we love to do
Oh,
on Plumbing
yeah.
the Death Star, is, hey, I'm a dumb guy. And that voice was
Your voice?
often me that we were pretending to be. And it was funny. So I think in some way probably I mirrored the
You became the dumb
version
guy.
of me. Yeah, the dumb guy Jackson became regular Jackson because it's the funnier voice.
It is the funnier
It's
voice.
the funnier voice to frickin' have.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Truly fascinating stuff. We got any swings for the fences? Come on, boys.
Well, again, I think it's the Norm Osborn.
Okay.
But like again, it's Norm something or like whatever it is going to be. It's just going to be like the Osborn is going to be the reveal that it's like. Oh, it's like he always knows him as like Norman O or something like that. But like,
Norman,
again,
yeah.
even that's too obvious.
I think Oz is
very,
good. Oh, it's
very,
Oz.
very subtle.
It'll be Oz, or it'll be something even more subtle where it's just like Neil or
Yeah.
something, and it turns out that
Oh,
that's
short
his-
for Osborne.
No, that's just his middle name.
Yeah. And
Which
I reckon
is the MJ thing again.
Yeah.
100%. Now I wonder if it's going to be like if it will be say Harry or if it will be like Norman. But I reckon they're going to
More
do
likely
something.
to be Norman.
Yeah.
Yeah, I reckon they're not going to do like a Harry friendship.
No.
I reckon if they're going to go like fuck it, why not?
Yeah.
They're just going to do like what if Peter Parker and like Norman Osborn were friends in like college?
That's so funny. But
Well,
I think
I reckon they're more likely just to take another random character than to bring in a Norman Osborn.
like
Because people want Willem Dafoe again. They fucked
They
themselves.
do.
They
but,
truly
like, this is
fucked
where they
themselves,
could like
dude.
blow their load and then also. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Dane DeHaan, bring him back.
yes, please, dude. What else is he fucking doing?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
This is
Dane
where,
DeHaan doing
they
nothing.
could exactly do what everyone's thinking. Maybe this person, it's not MJ, so MJ could be theoretically there. So that's another way they could have their cake and eat it too. To be like, this is our version of Norman, but if people still really want Defoe,
Yeah, we can-
there he is as well.
Yeah,
Fuck
very
it.
true.
Who cares?
Have him, fuck it, dude. Have William Dafoe,
Yeah.
Norman Osborn come in and mentor the MCU Norman Osborn,
Yeah.
and
Give him
have
that
MCU
goblin
Norman Osborn
madness.
be like Harry
Yeah.
to fucking
Yeah.
fuck it, dude.
I
Who
reckon that's
gives a
my
shit?
speak with the feds, and then the whole like symbiote. To do like it's Punisher and Spidey. They're going to team up to try and fight the symbiote for some reason. I don't know why. he punishes just as like, I've never shot an alien, I guess.
fuck
It
it.
sounds like fun.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
I'm not doing
And
anything
then
else with my day.
Or maybe it's going to be like, he punishes like, fuck this guy, I'm going to shoot this alien.
Yeah,
And Peter's
yeah.
like, no, that's a guy, you can't do that.
What?
And then they like, we've got to they tussle, and then
Yeah.
like symbiote goes on the Spider-Man, and then Frank's like, well, still got to shoot this alien.
Yeah,
can't
still,
I?"
that's what I came out here to do.
God, it's a two for alien and a spider?
Hell
Sick.
yeah. He becomes like Craven somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think my swing for the fence is that this will go full Spider-Verse. Full they'll just go fucking full Spider-Verse. They'll get Spider-Man Noir from the Amazon series. Tobey and Garfield will be back. And you'll get a full Spider-Verse, and then it'll set up for either Doomsday or Secret Invasion, a Spider-Verse team.
Yeah.
I think that's just not outside the realm of possibility.
Well, then if we're gonna do that, do you reckon they'll bring back a villain?
Yeah, fuck it.
So Norman Osborn's the bad guy again?
Yeah.
Or Venom?
Yeah,
Yeah, fuck it, dude.
Topher Grace.
Bring
Topher
him back?
Grace's
What's he
Venom's
doing?
back. Dane DeHaan's New Goblin.
Yeah.
No, wait. New Goblin was,
Garfield.
yeah. No, New Goblin.
No. New Goblin is
Dang,
Dane
dang,
DeHaan.
dang.
Or do you
Oh.
mean New Goblin as in James Franco New
Yeah,
Goblin?
James Franco's the New Goblin because Dane DeHaan's, there's no old Goblin.
No.
So
Except his dad, maybe he's sick. I don't know.
he is sick.
His dad's sick with goblin madness.
Yeah. Great movie. What's your swing for the
I
fence?
think bad movie, actually. I refuse to partake in this revisionism
Yeah.
of bad
It's only a
superhero
revision.
movies.
I've always liked it. So it's not revisionism for me. It's just my pure belief.
Yeah, it's the internet. The internet yet again is to blame.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. It's tricky because the obvious thing feels like the swing for the fence, but because of what they've done, it's not. Sorry, a swing for the fence is hard for this because them going big is obvious.
Yes. Yeah.
Honestly, a swing for the fence would be like the other Spider-Men aren't in it.
Yes, yeah. No, absolutely. A swing for the fence here is that it's like Spider-Man has to deal with the mob or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like he's got to deal with like Kingpin, but like Kingpin's never really seen or heard,
Yeah.
or it's just inferred, and it's just got to do with like Frank's dealing with it, but also Peter's dealing with it, and like that's how that's how they meet, and then you're doing Daredevil
It
again.
is so funny to have a movie where like Spider-Man's like, wow, for the first time I'm just sort of dealing with regular crime.
Yeah.
There's no superpowered guys here. How do I handle that? Because he's not, like he's barely encountered that, right? In his time.
Vulture is a normal guy.
Well, yeah, but he
with
has
a
a
suit.
mech suit. Like, yeah.
Who else has he punched? Vulture, the other guys in Civil War.
Yeah, Captain America, yeah.
Alien.
Oh, no. He fights normal crime. You just don't really see it, but he is doing it in the other
Yeah, that's
Spider-Man.
true. But is he stopping like muggings or is he like
Yeah.
organized crime? Like, is he?
He stops muggings.
Yeah. But is he
Because
like
he
stopping?
beats up all of those guys that are robbing the bank, remember?
Oh,
They were
that's true.
dressed as
That's true.
Avengers.
That's true.
Yeah.
Isn't that at the start of this?
Yeah.
By this, I mean the previous one.
Probably.
Isn't it the start of like the first one?
No.
The first one's where someone's like, Spider-Man, do a flip.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Well, actually,
Great movies.
Remember.
Hey, now it's time to jump to the bsboyspod@gmail.com inbox
Yeah.
and read what the movie lovers have to say.
Yeah.
So this is from Tommy Burns. Hey guys, Tommy from Ireland here. I have 14 nieces and nephews from different siblings. The 6 I see most, because I live near them, Sinister Six, all love Skibbity Toilet, Five Nights, and probably weirder stuff on YouTube mostly. These kids range in ages from like 4 to 14 years old. Everybody is in on the joke of Skibbity. the joke of Skibbity. That's a beautiful phrase. From like 8 or 9, and even the kids that find it funny / ridiculous that they're making a film about a man in a toilet. They love it. Haven't seen any signs of Italian brain rot videos popping up yet. Warm regards, Tommy Burns.
That's good
Thank
to
you,
know.
Tommy.
That's
Thank you, Tommy.
Really good to know. Anyone who owns a Nintendo Switch, we've started getting Italian brain rot
Switch
shovelware Switch games. Like you can get there's a tung 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 a backrooms game that keeps getting suggested
Oh, that's
to
great,
me.
dude. I
He's
keep getting
chasing you. and
a
he's gonna
video I
kill
get
you.
algorithmed a lot of the Italian brain rot characters is them in Minecraft. Like somebody's made a mod so that you can be the Italian brain rot characters, and then they have to solve an obstacle course.
I get that guy speed running naming them, and then he falls off his chair.
Oh yeah, that's really good.
I like that video.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's good to know.
It's good to get more people.
Hey, yeah, again, we're very
survey
curious.
your children.
Yeah. What do they want to see? Are they excited?
Yeah.
Were they? How did they feel about the Minecraft?
Yeah,
movie,
exactly.
You know?
Show your kid a picture of Skibbity Toilet and say, "What do you think of this?
Do you want to see this live action?
What do you think? Would you like it if this was real, little Timmy?" And then now this next email is from Josh. Now Josh has emailed us in the past. They were the beautiful listener who watched Craven as many times as they could on the plane.
Yep.
They say, me again.
Also.
After hearing your episode on 28 Years Later and Jackson asking how many times I did watch Craven in a row, it was 6.
Yeah.
They did 6 Cravens.
I was on a plane recently, and Craven was there to consume.
Yeah.
You should have done it.
There was a brief moment in my mind of like, I could.
It should have been you. Imagine, dude.
I do love that boat owner.
Oh, yeah, dude.
But
You're
I
running
was-
away from home, kid? Ah, fuck it. Come on the boat,
Get on the
dude.
fucking boat.
Come on,
Come on. Let's get you out of here.
But no, instead
The
I
longest
instead I watched
flashback of all time.
Nosferatu. A much better film.
They then go on to say, I could have gotten a bit of the way through 7th, but no, it was breakfast time on the flight, so I chose food.
Clever.
Time is a great healer, and I recall almost nothing other than the bridge scene at the end.
Wow.
Little Craven, if you'll recall.
Yeah, I remember.
Wow, that's impressive. Like,
Yeah.
I think that whole movie is annoyingly burnt.
Oh,
into
me
my-
too. Me
my
too.
memory.
Absolutely. I could not, this every moment.
I'm like, yeah.
How does
yep,
it open?
Yep.
Oh my God, how does it open? Oh no.
Whew, it's gone. It's an extended flashback, so it opens.
No. Before that, because the
It's so
extended flashback
extended.
isn't how the movie starts.
No, it isn't.
Because it happens about 20 minutes in and then goes for half an hour.
It does go for so fucking
How does it
long. Wow, I guess some of it is just gone. In my head, it picks like little snippets of like could have been you, wonderful scenes.
This is killing me. I should know this.
Oh, now I don't know.
I remember.
I'm looking it up.
He breaks into a facility and then
Oh,
he's
yep.
thinking
I remember. Yep. He's in the snow.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, but of course he pretends to be a prisoner.
Yeah, and that really tall man is like yelling, like, go prisoner, go, we love you,
Yes,
you're
that's
doing
right.
it. Yeah. He's like, can I sit here? And he's like, oh, look, if I'm here tomorrow or whatever, you can punch the shit out of me.
God, I forgot about that sequence entirely.
And then he's
Yeah.
like, come up here, and he kills the guard, and then he has Spider-Man powers.
That's right, God. What a movie.
whatever the fuck.
God, it looked like shit. Stupid Tiny Craven.
Yeah.
I go away again in September. What other films do you think I should attempt for the long haul flight non-stop?
September, the Lilo and Stitch remake.
Oh, yeah.
The Snow White.
Snow White live action
live
remake.
action. Again, yeah, I think my wife, I looked over. She had put it on. I then looked back to my whatever I was watching. I think it was like Juror number 2.
Oh, yeah.
Dog shit film. Looked over. Maybe 30 minutes later, she'd already moved on. Something else. It was that bad. She's like, I couldn't do it, even on a plane.
Your wife does consume media in a way that is surprising to me, where she'll just decide something's bad and loudly announce it.
Yep.
Where it's like, what happened? You're like, you weren't even watching it. You're on your phone.
Yeah. Well, that's
Bless
one
you.
film. Bless you. Oh, bless you. Bless you, sweetheart.
Bless you again.
Oh my God, bless you.
One more time.
And yep, bless you.
Bless you again.
No,
Bless you.
I'm all good. My sinus is just all fucked up. It's actually sick.
Yeah, nice,
we know.
dude.
Yeah. So, but she loves shit films and she loves watching terrible films on a plane. She's like, the plane is not a time for good film. I disagree. I'm like, no, the plane is a time for me to watch cinema.
Yeah, it's any movie you
bless
can find.
Bless you.
Bless you again.
Thank you so much.
no.
Hey, Juror number 2 has a 72 on Metacritic and a 93% of
It
Rotten
fucking
Tomatoes.
sucks. That movie made me so fucking mad especially after watching
12 Angry Men.
Men, being like, what a piece of
a great
beautiful
movie.
Like, again, you watch 12 Angry Men and you're like, what is so good about that film is just the acting, right? It's just like there is so much inferred and there's so many bless you again. Oh my God,
What's wrong
bless
with
you.
me?
Sinuses, man.
Yeah.
And you're like, wow, there's so much of that is like, it's the subtlety, right?
Yeah.
And you're like, oh yeah, okay. This film fucking sucks.
Yeah,
It's
damn.
imagine what if 12 angry men, but without any subtlety. You know that beautiful scene where it's just like, how can you believe in 12 Angry Men?
Yeah.
How can you believe? The eyewitness of this old guy, right? And you have this the older juror being like, let's question this. This guy, bless you.
Bless you again.
This old guy, he's like, hey, why does he come in? Like he wants to feel important. You know, he's basically like armchair psychology is this guy from afar.
Yeah.
It's just like this guy, he's lonely. He's got no one who's coming to him. He's always like, you know, he just wants to be of help.
Yeah.
He was dressed in like his beautiful suit, all this kind of stuff. And like, he just kind of like, you don't ever see this guy.
Yeah.
You get it, everything from like, you know, second half, and this one person being like, this is what happened, and this is my theory about why this is happening. In this fucking film, you have an old guy who is the witness and who Tony Collette goes to be like, yeah, what did happen? He's like, oh, is there anything else? I love to be wanted. I want the help. And you're like, who? Clint Eastwood. I know you've directed good films before.
Clint Eastwood made that movie.
What the fuck is this bullshit?
Isn't he like 99?
Any like wonderful, there's just no subtlety. It's stupid. The what's his name? Nicholas Hoult. He's in it. I'm sure he can act. I've seen him act in things. In this film, he cannot act, but the person he's playing, he's acting in a weird way. And like it's bad acting, but I guess it would be because you are not an actor in this film, and it sucks and it's stupid. Because there's this moment where it's like J.K. Simmons is just randomly there, and you're like, he's a good actor.
Yeah.
And he's on the fucking jury because he's like, whatever. But then he's revealed that he's a retired cop, and everyone's like, yeah, you shouldn't be
on the jury,
and
buddy.
he's like, well, they didn't fucking ask, I'm here. And so then he starts being like, there's something up here. Because it's all about like, you know, hitting, like, you know, someone is convicted of a
hit and run.
Well, no, someone is convicted of killing their girlfriend. Because they were seen at a bar fight. They're seen at a bar having a fight with him. Yeah. And then she wanders off, and she's found dead the next day. And like, they're like, oh, you went to her and you like hit her and she fell down and then like down this ravine or whatever and she's dead. But like in reality, Nicholas Hoult, it was a rainy night. He drove past her, didn't see her, hit and run.
That's right.
Because like he's like, oh, I honestly, I got out, I looked around, I thought I just hit a deer, and so they're like, could have been a hit and run sort of thing. So then this like the detective, he's like, oh, I'm gonna go maybe investigate any places around here that if like any sort of body work that's done for a car to be like any sort of like, you know, anything at that time, because I reckon it was a hit and run. Yeah. And you know, then like, oh, but Nicholas Holt's character, his car is on there. Oh, what's that about? And it's just so bad. Then like, you know, J.K. Simmons like, well, you know, oh, your car is here. Well, you know, we could just like strike your name off there. It's like 13 names or whatever. We can strike your name off because, you know, if you didn't hit the woman, right? But it's like done in such a bad way. And because like, you know, jury members, they can't be doing their investigation. Because he's like, you know, as a detective, he's like, well, look, hey, you know, you could help me out here. Here's the like you know, list of names or whatever. And then Nicholas Holt's like, oh, Butterfingers me, so, you know, spills the papers. Like, ooh, and the bailiff's like, what's that? And he's like, oh, I don't know. And then he gets J.K. Simmons kicked off the jury, but he doesn't. It's stupid. He also goes to his lawyer, and his lawyer's like, he goes like, "Hey, lawyer, I think I killed this woman. I did this. I was a hit and run. I did it." And the lawyer's like, "Shut the fuck up! Don't you fucking say anything. You've used. You're fucked."
That's good.
He's like, yeah, but like I just didn't know. I thought I had an idea. Would it mean something if I came up and I was like, you know, no, it wouldn't. Because also he's like he's in AA, he's an alcoholic, and in prior he you know, wrapped himself around a tree and didn't die. They're like, but they'll think you're an alcoholic, and every jury will convict you, and his wife is also pregnant. It's just stupid and bad, and it just takes everything good about 12 Angry Men.
Is it meant to be like a riff on 12 Angry Men?
There is a moment in it like because they go around the table at the very start. Yeah. Well, like towards the, you know, the start. And it's like, you know, everyone's like guilty. And there's him being like, yeah, it's, you know, looking at the window and does the exact same speech. Like, I just think we should have a chat. You know, it's a lot of pressure, like just to dismiss this man's life.
Kind of like if somebody watched 12 Angry Men and they were like, what if
we knew more about the case?
Or what if Dingus had killed the Yeah, damn.
And it's just like, and it's also just set up to this moment. Because it's all about, like, you know, he's an alcoholic and he's talking about, like, redemption, and he's talking about, like, I got to take my own personal responsibility. And it's all set up to this point where it feels like maybe he needs to come clean and be like, because he's like, one by one, he does convince everyone else there's like reasonable doubt. Yeah. But then for some reason, and this is the only scene we just don't really see. Yeah. Is this moment where he's like, and it cuts to the jury and it just is like, it cuts to the verdict and they're like, guilty. And you're like, how? We don't see.
Yeah.
Like him just being like, yeah, I guess, fuck it. Let's all just go guilty. We don't see that at all. I don't know why. Wonderful film.
Yeah.
But this moment, because it's this, like this one person is like, no, this, fuck it. He's like, the guy who's been convicted, he's a gang member.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, you know, I lost my brother to, like, you know, gang violence. This guy, he's a gang member, and I don't give a shit because, like, if he, even if he didn't do this or whatever, the guy is guilty of something, and fuck this guy. I'm never going to change this to not guilty. This guy is a gang member.
Yeah.
People never change. And his whole point was that Nicholas Hoult being like, no, well, I've changed. Like, I'm an alcoholic. I'm no longer that. I was a piece of shit. Now I'm better. There is redemption here. People can change. And it's set up for this moment where it's just like, how do you know you weren't there kind of thing? And then him to be like, though I was there.
Yeah.
I did this. He's innocent. And it would have been like cool. You've fallen on, like, you know, hey, you're at least a moral man.
Yeah. Doesn't happen?
No. He's like, I'm going to shut the fuck up. Tony Collette, who's the prosecutor, figures it out. But then it's like, yeah, you prosecute me. It's going to be trouble for you somehow. And then it's just like, ooh. But then ends with her knocking on the door being like, I'm coming for you. And it's stupid.
All right.
It's real fucking bad.
Yeah, dude, I can see it has gotten to you.
It's like it's made me one angry man.
Yeah, I can see.
Film. Partly because I watched it, I'm like, this is dog shit.
Yeah.
Especially considering
12 Angry Men, great movie.
Because you're like,
Then you saw that it had 70%
yeah,
Rotten
it's like,
Tomatoes.
it just was like, why?
Yeah, I don't
Why
know,
who's
dude.
watching this dog shit being like, great film, Clint? No. Bad film, Clint. Yeah, I'm glad you're retiring.
Well, he's probably going to die
probably,
soon, really.
Well, yeah, he was 93 when he started directing.
Yeah.
Juror number 2.
That's crazy.
Dog shit.
Do you reckon we should watch we should have a movie night, the three of us?
Yes.
You know, like we sometimes like to hurt ourselves.
Yeah.
So we have a movie night where we watch every Disney live action remake in a row. How long before we killed ourselves?
How many is there? There's
So
Cinderella.
depends on when you start, because I was looking this up. So you could theoretically start with possibly Rudyard Kipling's The Jungle Book, 1994. I don't know if that's the beginning of what you might call the live. There's also the 101 Dalmatians live action remake. Don't know if that counts as well. I would start
John
personally
Favreau's?
with The Sorcerer's Apprentice 2010.
Why the fuck that? Is that even an animated movie that
Yeah,
remade?
dude. It's the Fantasia segment.
It is too.
It's the Fantasia segment where Mickey Mouse is the Sorcerer's Apprentice. It's from Fantasia.
Fuck, I never realized.
Yeah, dude. That's
so good.
So that's Sorcerer's Apprentice. I'll go through the ones I think would count.
Yep.
Sorcerer's Apprentice, Cinderella,
I would start with Cinderella. That's definitely the start of this renaissance.
The Jungle Book.
Yeah. Are we watching both Jungle Books?
No, I would start. Wait, do you mean the?
John Favreau's Jungle Book.
Yeah.
And is there a sequel?
No, there's another Jungle Book live action remake that came out around the same time called
I would do this one
Mowgli.
because this is the Disney one. I don't think the other one was Disney.
Mowgli.
Beauty and the Beast, Dumbo, Aladdin, The Lion King,
Okay.
Lady and the Tramp.
They made a Lady and the Tramp?
Yep, Mulan,
Yeah.
Cruella, Pinocchio.
Cruella's not a remake.
Live action
It's
something.
a live action. Oh, well then let's not do Cruella.
Okay.
Pinocchio,
Uh-huh.
The Little Mermaid,
Uh-huh.
Mufasa the Lion King.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we wouldn't have to technically. That's not a
Yeah.
remake. If we're not doing Cruella, we won't do the Mufasa. Snow White and Lilo and Stitch.
Damn.
I wouldn't make it through. What was the second one?
The second one was
Jungle Book.
Jungle Book.
Yeah. I'd be so bored I'd die.
I think Sorcerer's Apprentice, if we did start there, I'd be so intrigued by
Yeah.
because that's a Nicolas Cage
Yeah.
like bonkers movie. Cinderella would
And watching that, knowing that, like, he's trying to be the mouse.
yeah, exactly.
He's not the mouse.
No, he's the wizard.
He's the sorcerer.
I'm pretty sure the mouse, and I might be wrong here, is Nicholas Hoult, which would be a crazy coincidence.
You are wrong.
Fuck my life, dude. The Jungle Book at least has some entertaining. I've seen worse movies.
Yeah. Last time I watched that, and it was the only time I watched that, was like kind of with a migraine, lying on my couch on my phone.
Yeah.
So it'd be nice to watch it
To probably
regular
lock
style.
in, yeah. It's disturbing how many of these I've seen. I've seen the Cinderella remake. I've seen the Jungle Book. I've seen Beauty and the Beast.
I have not. This
Dumbo,
is not
I haven't seen. Aladdin, I've seen.
This is not a one. This is not like a single sitting. This is over the course of several days. I
Yeah.
feel.
But I mean, imagine doing it, getting here at 6 a.m.
All right, time to put on the Sorcerer's Apprentice.
You
for
want to lock
Jackson.
in, boys. This is how you lock in.
Sorry, hon, you've got the baby.
We can hold the baby.
I have to
the
watch
baby just
Cinderella.
Can't, the baby just can't see Mufasa.
Yeah.
That's all.
What if we watch? Okay, so yeah, cool. But then what if we instead watch the movies directed by Clint Eastwood after the movie that was meant to be his retirement originally, Gran Torino?
Okay.
We've got Invictus, Hereafter, J. Edgar, Jersey Boys, American Sniper, Sully, the 1517 to Paris, The Mule, Richard Jewell, Cry Macho, Juror
Richard
number 2.
Jewell's pretty good, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
I heard about it's funny that you don't like Juror number 2, but you like Richard Jewell. Critics are the exact opposite
Yeah,
than you.
because
They were like Richard
Jewell's got what's his name in it? Guy I like. He's got 3 names.
Sam
I don't
Rockwell?
know.
I do like him.
Paul Walter Hauser.
Yeah, I was like the guy who has to do the lines real fast, and he's like, "Yeah,
yeah.
I think you should leave." Or he's like, "Yeah, haha, my wife." No, I love my wife.
Yeah,
Great,
that's a good,
great
good
sketch.
bit. Good
Anyway, he's good in it. He's good. I could watch him do things.
Hey, great news. He's playing Mole Man in Fantastic
aware.
Four.
That is great news.
That is good.
He's also in the
news.
Springsteen movie.
That's great news
That
too.
is good news. Now, there's a reason to watch it.
Yeah.
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 Okay. I think.
Richard Jewell died? Damn.
Rip to Richard Jewell, dude.
Of diabetes.
Damn.
Damn.
Well, if you want to email based on speculation, and I really hope you do.
I would just like to say I would like to apologize. Critics were not as warm on Richard Jewell, but they were like, it's fine. 70% of Rotten Tomatoes and 68 on Metacritic.
Yeah,
that's pretty good.
It's all right.
Yeah.
It's a right film.
Yeah.
Juror number 2, like, wow.
If you loved Juror number 2, let us know. What did you like about it?
Yeah, let me know why.
Yeah.
Why maybe I'm wrong.
If you want us to watch every Disney live action movie, because I think it would be funny, I'd love you to email in too. Because, here's the thing, listeners, okay? Obviously, right now, the boys, they're reluctant. I don't know if you can sense it in the room, but they're
I
reluctant.
don't know why you want to do it.
Yeah, it's funny.
I could.
They're
I think the exciting part about us doing this is, one,
Yeah.
will not benefit our content in any way.
No,
'Cause
no,
we
no,
can't
no.
do based on speculations based on remakes because they're the same fucking movie.
Yeah, dude, and they're already out.
Dude.
What are we speculating
Oh,
on?
maybe we'll get stuff for one of our other podcasts.
Yeah.
We've seen the animated movie, so we're
Yeah.
going to learn anything. It's just a waste of our time.
Yeah.
It might remind us, though, of something like weird that pops
Yeah.
up.
You never know.
Never
but
know.
here's the thing, listeners.
Yeah, now
you send
Joel-
enough emails, you turn the tide.
Well,
Maybe we'll have to do it.
I'm not saying no. I'm just saying no to all at once.
I'm just saying, why?
Yeah.
It feels like you just stumbled across a thing and you said, we should do
Be
this.
funny to do.
Yeah.
We'd come away with an opinion on it.
I'm like, if you broke it down to, hey, we'll do it, 2 movies.
Yeah.
Or 3
I don't know if
movies.
that's as fun.
How many is there again?
so
Did you
tired.
count them?
Like 13.
How are we doing 13 in one day?
I'm so tired, Jack.
Dude, 13 in one day, there's not enough hours.
Maybe we do it over 2 days.
It's over like 2 weeks, man.
Wow.
I think it'd wreck movies for me
Just
if we
put
had
it
to do
in your
over 2
hands.
weeks.
That's all I'm saying. Okay?
Anyway, this has been another episode of Baseless Speculation. We will be the BS Boys. Don't email.
Ka-chow! Lightning McQueen. You know him?
BS Boys potted. Bye.
He won the Piston Cup. Oh, no, he didn't. He didn't at all. He lost on purpose.